This is a great topic to get the new YouTube channel automatically tanked. They're going to hate it. Now, I admittedly do not know as much as I could about this subject. This is literally just the Wikipedia page on it. I pulled up Wikipedia this morning looking for something different to discuss. So drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what your stance is on it. It's a very polarizing topic, so try to keep it as nice as possible. If you aren't already, leave us a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. There should be a thing pop up here when I say subscribe to the channel. But drop us a subscription, and we'll keep bringing you more. On today's episode of Wikipedia Pages, 28 August 2025, Israeli attacks on Yemen. On August 28, 2025, the Israeli Air Force, IAF, conducted targeted strikes against several Houthi ministers in Beit Boz, Sana'a, Yemen. The group's Prime Minister Ahmed al-Rahawi, Defense Minister Mohammed al-Atafi, and Chief of Staff Mohammed Abd al-Karim al-Gamari, who had gathered to listen to a televised speech by Houthi leader Abdul Malik al-Houthi, were among the targets. The deaths of al-Rahawi and several other ministers were later confirmed by the group. Israel codenamed the attack Operation Lucky Drop. Background. This is all following Hamas's October 7 attacks on Israel in 2023, which led to the Gaza war. The Yemeni Houthis began launching missiles and drones at Israel and international shipping in the Red Sea. Actions, they say, are in solidarity with the Palestinians. In response, a United States-led coalition launched an aerial bombing campaign against the Houthis, which ended following a ceasefire deal between the U.S. and the Houthis in May 2025. A deadly Houthi attack in Tel Aviv in July 2024 led Israel to launch its first airstrikes on Yemen. Since then, Israel began launching occasional strikes against the Houthis, hitting targets such as Sana'a and Hodeidah. I think that's how you pronounce that. The 28 August strikes followed an intense wave of Israeli airstrikes in Sana'a earlier that week on 24 August that killed 10 people and injured 102 others. Among the targets were an oil terminal, a power plant, a military base near the presidential palace. The strikes came after the Houthis fired a cluster bomb at Israel for the first time. According to Israeli broadcaster Channel 12, Israel prepared to target the Houthi leadership during the 24 August strikes but decided against it. Earlier on 28 August, the Houthis launched 2 drones towards Israel, which were intercepted. According to Hezbollah-linked news outlet Al-Mayadeen, on 28 August, at least 10 Israeli airstrikes hit sites in Sana'a, while further attacks took place in the governorate of Amran and Hajjah. Saudi news outlet Al-Hadath reported that both the IAF and the Israeli Navy took part in the strikes. Asharq al-Awsat reported that 3 sites were targeted: a home near a water plant, a site in Jabal Atan, and a site near the Houthi-held presidential palace used to hold meetings. With one of the buildings being completely destroyed, tribal leaders told the Associated Press the strike that killed the Houthi prime minister hit a meeting at a villa in Beit Boz, southern Sana'a. The meeting was held between government ministers to evaluate the government's activity and performance over the past year, according to the Houthis. Al Jazeera reported damage on Mount Atan, a hill southwest of Sana'a. Shortly after the attack, the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, confirmed that it carried out an airstrike on a Houthi military site in Sana'a. According to Israeli media, the IAF targeted houses where 10 top Houthi officials had gathered to watch a televised speech by Houthi leader Abdul Malik al-Houthi, launching over 10 missiles in under 5 minutes. Israel's KAN News reported that an attack on the presidential palace killed several Houthi political leaders. The IDF confirmed the following day that it targeted the Houthi defense minister and chief of staff. The Times of Israel reported that Israel had received intelligence at around 1 p.m. that 10 Houthi leaders gathered near Sana'a to listen to al-Houthi's speech. Israeli intelligence then provided real-time information about the gathering, enabling the strike despite a high concentration of air defenses. The operation was monitored by Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz and IDF Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir, while Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was briefed via a red phone. Casualties. According to Israeli estimates, Houthi Defense Minister Mohammed al-Atafi and Chief of the General Staff, Mohammed al-Karim al-Gahalamari, were likely killed in the attacks near the presidential palace, the latter of whom was previously targeted during the Iran-Israel war in June 2025. Additionally, Houthi Prime Minister Ahmed al-Rahawi was reportedly killed alongside several associates in a strike on an apartment in Sana's Beit Boz neighborhood, according to KAN News and Yemeni media. The head of the Houthi-controlled Ministry of Defense, Assad al-Sharkabi, was also killed, according to Yemeni government sources cited by Reuters. Yanet reported that Israel had growing confidence that it had killed the entire military and governmental elite of the Houthis, while Channel 13 said that Israel believed its attacks succeeded. According to the Jerusalem Post, there was an increasing likelihood that the defense minister and chief of staff were killed. However, whether al-Gamari was present in any of the targeted locations or if any senior leaders were killed remained unconfirmed. A later report by Channel 12 said that the IDF assessed that it killed the entire Houthi cabinet, including the prime minister and 12 other officials, although its findings were not definitive. On 30 August, the Houthis published a statement confirming the death of Rahawi, as well as an unspecified number of ministers, while saying that others were seriously or moderately injured. It was later confirmed that 12 people, more than half of the 22-member cabinet, were killed, namely the prime minister, 9 other ministers, and 2 cabinet members. According to Israeli Army Radio, among the dead were the director of the political bureau, the prime minister's chief of staff, secretary of cabinet, minister of justice, minister of economy and trade, Jamal Amur, who was minister of foreign affairs, minister of agriculture, and the minister of public relations. The IDF confirmed killing al-Rahawi along with other senior military and political officials. Rahawi and other victims of the strike were given a funeral at the Al-Shab Mosque in Sana'a on 1 September. Reactions. Following the strikes, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said that we warn the Houthis in Yemen, after the plague of darkness comes the plague of the firstborn, referring to the biblical plagues of Egypt. He added that anyone who raises a hand against Israel, their hand will be severed. A Houthi defense source initially denied that any senior leaders had been targeted, and instead claimed that the attacks targeted Yemeni civilians due to their positions supporting Gaza. The Houthis later described the attacks as criminal and treacherous, and Supreme Political Council leader Mahdi al-Mashat vowed to avenge the killings, warning international companies to leave Israel. Houthi leader Abdul Malik al-Houthi vowed to continue and to escalate the group's missile and drone attacks on Israel. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps called the attack a war crime that sought to suppress Yemen's support for the Palestinians, and added that the attack will ignite greater anger and expand the geography of resistance. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, I think that's how you pronounce it, urged an international response to Israel, while Judiciary Chief Gholam Hossein Mohseni Ejei said the attacks displayed Israel's failure to defeat Yemen militarily. Hezbollah's Secretary General Naim Qassem sent condolences to Abdul Malik al-Houthi. I'm kind of liking doing this, the Wikipedia page readout. What are your thoughts on it? Let me know.